Ballsack. It's a good way to start it. It's our new intro song. Ballsack. 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 Can you say something again? Because I don't think it's picking you up. We're not picking him up. Anyway. That's the stream, guys. Okay. Ballsack.
Trombo.
Ballsack.
Metal speak.
Ballsack. 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 Ballsack.
Is he speaking?
Can you say something?
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Ballsack.
Banana.
Ballsack.
Enjoy the stream, boys.
Ballsack.
Before I kill you.
Ballsack. Balls. They can actually hear you though.
What?
They can actually hear you. They
Oh.
can
Okay.
can hear you. Hello, my name is Fat Murdoch. I have to make that joke again. Welcome, Loudmouths of the internet, to the Loathsome Loudmouths Podcast with today's honorary Loudmouths.
Boo!
Some stupid idiot booing in the background. Metal FH.
Yay!
Hi.
And your host, Cholombo,
Boo!
aka Fat Murdoch. Because I still look like fat version of Daredevil with his glasses on.
You said that last week.
I said I still look,
Oh.
implying that I said it before. Yeah? Do you even hear words? Do you...
No.
See? Okay. Sorry, stupidity is not tolerated here. Okay.
Well, then you should leave.
What are you still doing here, by the way? Anyway,
I got nowhere to go.
Shut up!
talking about stupidity not being allowed, well, we actually have to allow some stupidity, and this is stupidity is called Skype. It's the fucking source of every disease known to man. And what it actually did this time is it was like, hey, Skype's not gonna work anymore. You're gonna fucking get thrown off of Skype if you don't update your Skype. And it's like, okay. There was like a shitload of time to update Skype apparently because it was acting like a dick. And then Perry had apparently changed her password and she didn't fucking know that she did anymore. So it was like extra confusing. And then what happened is, well, after the update on Skype, the fucking shit didn't work. And we didn't see anything. We didn't fucking see his stupid face. So now we have to take a picture of him dabbing like an idiot.
I left a lovely review though to Skype saying how much I would recommend it to my colleagues and that. It was a 0.
Dabbing.
Yeah, you're dabbing in that picture. So Barry found a picture of the three of us, me having a stupid face, like
You're not so
stupid
bad at
awkward
this.
laugh, and Perry just looking at me like she's like in between like a model pose and just looking at me, and then you're just dabbing in the corner.
Oh, because I think the picture beforehand, because it was like taken over
Yeah.
rapidly. I think the picture beforehand was, I think you did something stupid. So I was like going.
By the way,
What the
that just reminds me. A dab kind of makes me think about an elbow drop. Do you think there's actually a fucking wrestler that does the dab drop or some shit? Like
Probably.
some indie wrestler is like dab drop and he just jumps off and just does that.
We should take some of the get some of the pictures that I took,
Yeah?
and tell people to put captions to them.
That would be bad.
That would be hilarious.
I mean, once we get a green screen or something and we take some fucking weird pictures, we're obviously gonna send them somewhere so people can do whatever they want with them. That would be funny. But we don't have even enough of an audience anymore, I would say. Because I think we had some active people that would actually do something with pictures that we took before we took the break, before I came to England and shit, before all of that. So yeah. Anyway, we have another stuff, and I see that Onyx is here, and she said that I have nice sunglasses.
Not
Yeah.
Onyx?
Yeah, see? It
Yes,
says so here.
because what she says before that is just plain bullshit.
Perry's the best part of this podcast. Yeah, it is. To some degree.
Huh?
Well, Perry did set up everything here.
Yeah, because
And she had to go through the shit of Skype and being like, fuck this Skype is shit.
I am the Lolzosaurus secretary and tech support.
Tech support.
Ah,
Apparently I am, because you don't know how to fucking use OBS. You don't know
Welcome.
how to apparently set up scope to OBS. You don't know how to do any other shit.
I don't know how to stream. I don't know this bullshit now.
Welcome to the Loathsome Loudmouths Podcast, where for the setup,
I've tried teaching
Perry
you as well.
it's the only thing
It
that Perry
does
does
not
all
work.
week.
Well, actually, Perry, it's one of the few things you do all week, generally speaking.
What?
You go to your classes, which last half a day, and then you sleep, and you set up a podcast once a week.
Right.
So, great
The reason
job.
I slept today
Mm-hmm.
was because I woke up fucking early because someone decided to push me off the bed so I was like this
Okay,
and was
So-
lying on top of me.
Okay. That
So-
makes no sense.
so
I
why
was not. I
why
wasn't
she
even,
fall asleep
like, you were trying to pin me.
See,
after
Yeah.
class every other weekday?
yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. But then again, what Onyx says makes a lot of sense. Nobody knows how to use OBS. I mean, that makes
I
sense.
do. I've used OBS.
Well, it does.
How many years?
It's not necessarily OBS by itself though, because like the reason that it doesn't really work this time is also because Skype had an update and it was acting retardedly. It was like, "Hey, I'm Skype. You're gonna update me. I'm gonna threaten you at gunpoint." It was like almost like a fucking Skype representative came here with a gun and said like, "Hey, I'm what?"
Can you move to the little known fact?
2013, I believe I said.
Yeah, okay. Jeez.
2013, I
Who are
said.
you, the fucking base police? Damn
Yeah.
it. Anyway, here it is. Little known fact. It's about semen. And it's gonna come right away. Here it comes. See? A male pig's orgasm can last anywhere between 5 to 30 fucking minutes. I've also seen like edge cases apparently when I looked it up on the internet. I didn't see any videos of it. If that's what because you have a weird face. No, what is it?
Have
Oh,
you saved?
Yeah, I've saved the game.
Okay, plug
No
it in,
problem.
all of a sudden I hear Persona music.
Yeah, it's just because the game's still on. That doesn't mean that I haven't saved it. Anyway, so yeah, it said like there was some study shit, and it says like that was like generally like 5 to 8 minutes, but there were like edge cases of like 30 to 40 minutes. But yeah, so apparently pigs can orgasm for a really long time, and when they fucking come, they shoot a huge load of about a half a liter of jizz. So that's a huge ass fucking cum blast. See?
Alright.
Am I right?
Onyx had an idea. You guys restart the channel and just make a sitcom of your life.
What the fuck?
Then we have like stupid background music, so like do.
Yeah. I mean,
And then someone makes a horrible joke, and then there's like a laugh track playing.
we should just have a laugh track on this podcast, basically. That would make it more
It
popular.
was.
Because people are like really fucking stupid. And they just laugh when they hear laughter. It's like, oh, that shit wasn't funny, but there was laughter to it. That's basically how probably a lot of stand-up comedy works. Like, there's people watching Tim Allen fucking shows. I mean, there must be a laugh track there, because otherwise who the fuck would laugh?
Who's Tim Allen?
He's a fucking moron that makes like the groan noises like, yeah, that. Fucking stupid idiot.
Oh, I was like, he's the one that like in Home Improvement that's got the neighbour that looks over the fence, right?
Yeah, he's the
Like the nose and up.
he's the main character, but also the least funny one in that show, I guess. So yeah, who knows? Not that the show is funny actually, but who knows? It's just yeah, it doesn't really help bring anything along.
What's to play?
And now Perry's wondering which game to play on the PS4. I mean, you could, because you're on your own fucking thing, start playing Persona as well.
I'll get nauseous.
Really?
Well, I played it for a bit, remember?
Okay, let's just go to the shirts and shit.
Fucking-
Yes, fucking
you-
shirts. What?
Are there even new shirts?
Yes, there is a new shirt. You want to see it?
Fuck's sake!
There's definitely a new shirt. Do you want to see it? Here it is. There's It's taking so long to load. Barry, the internet's slow all of a sudden. The anal question mark shirt. It's because everyone loves anal, but it's always such a hassle to ask people if they want to perform the sacred ritual of the anal with you. So basically, you have to wear this and then walk up to someone, and if they are into the anal, they will say yes. See, it's pretty easy, isn't it?
Ooh, I have a question.
What?
Where the fuck is the how you make the sex t-shirt?
I haven't made that one yet. I don't know how to make that funny. It sounds funny, but it's not. It doesn't seem funny when you read it. I mean, it's always a funny thing to have said, like, how to make the sex or something. That's not how you make the sex. It's a funny thing, but it's not funny on a shirt, like, every time I tried it.
What the fuck? I
What?
just scrolled down on Redbubble and the anal ones have similar designs.
What does it say?
Well, there's
I
a
like
few
that, right?
weird ones that I don't see what they have to do with it. Then a few other
Yes.
patriarchy shirts, and then
What the fuck?
AIDS cancer, I beat you.
What?
My account.
Why is there fucking shirts about anal
Anal
cancer?
cancer awareness. Anal cancer warrior.
What the fuck? I'm
None-
trying to think if those are serious or not, because I can't really guess.
My
Do you think-
sister's battle is my life.
Okay. The fuck is this shit? Weird. Anyway, there's also some of the newer ones. You also have the National Pornographic shirt, which basically, yeah, well, it basically shows the National Geographic logo in like 3D with like a thing going to penetrate it. So that's great, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
It's like one of the few parodies.
It-
There's also the That Twitter shirt, which I like the design of, but it didn't really print out that well. But it may be because I had a gray shirt, like a darkish gray instead of a white. Definitely seems best for these Redbubble shirts to get a white one, because the print quality is just better.
Could you pass me my glasses,
I don't know
please?
why. I think it's because I have to put an additional layer of white ink on top first to get the colors the right way, to get them the same vibrance that they need to be. Now, still they weren't, because the intestines of the bird got a bit lighter and they almost became the same color as the bones in the shirts that I got printed. So it was a bit weird. That was the only fuck up I've seen so far. So you have the doggy style as well. There's the pigeon gray one, or like a nice orange colored one. There's also the gray.
For some reason, when you said pigeon grey, I think of Christian Grey. Anyway,
There's also the fake news shirt, which I'm wearing right now, because it's just funny. I'm gonna make more shirts making fun of conspiracy theory bullshit. So yeah. This one is a bit of a double one, because there definitely is some fake news, I would say, or like at least something.
wait, have you shown the Japanese one?
No?
Because Onyx is watching.
Oh yeah, maybe I have to change it, because I may have fucked it up. Because I looked at, yeah, okay, let's do the backstory of this, by the way. I was like, gonna make one that was saying Bukake Sensei or some shit, just basically because it sounded funny. And then I was like, okay, let's look up some internet, let's look up some porn shit, let's translate it through different translators and shit. It all gave me the same fucking symbols, so I thought, like, I must be correct in that, but maybe it's still fucked up, and then I have to actually take down the design. And nobody fucking bought it yet, so that wouldn't be too bad if I had to redo this one, because it didn't say what I say it says, so who knows?
Oh
Who
no,
knows?
she retracted the message.
What?
I know, it says... I saw a message there and then it got retracted right away.
Damn. I think she may have said something that the YouTube gods didn't like or something, because they're very fickle. So yeah. Anyway, if YouTube doesn't
Hey.
allow...
But it appears on the video.
What?
Why isn't model Trolumbo wearing the shirt?
Yeah, because I mean I couldn't I didn't take any pictures for them. That would be funny though. It's like, hey, can you send us some pictures of you in a white background, and then we'll just make you the model for the shirts? That would be hilarious as well. Why not? I didn't offer though. Maybe I should send them an offer. Also, there's also people who have very specific fetishes. Some people like to shove bananas up their ass, so there's a shirt for that. I mean, it's a banana with shit on it and flies hovering around, and the banana has a tattoo that says "I heart anal," basically. So, I mean, that's great. And I'm basically, well, that would be about it. There's a lot more. There's like the graciously gay shirt and stuff as well. There's loud, gay, and proud, and there's a born to watch porn. There's a one-man gangbang crew, which for some reason always shows this, which isn't really good for showing a fucking shirt off. Then you have the gaytriarchy logo, which, I mean, it's kind of hilarious. And then we have the thing that started this off, which was the too much gayness for one anus. It's just so hilarious. You know, it's for people who are homosexual, but they don't prefer they prefer to not engage in a relationship, and they just prefer to have multiple sexual partners, and they want to basically show that. So, I mean, if people want to be promiscuous, that's not the right word, because if you're promiscuous, you wouldn't really go to have sex with multiple people. You would just seduce people and then just leave them with fucking blue balls. So if you like to fuck a lot of gay men, then this shirt is for you. That's basically what I'm saying. Anyway, let's stop showing the wares, and let's get to the actual articles. And this is definitely not the first one. Damn. I'm gonna start with, where the fuck is the umbrella one? Yeah, there it is. So, why is it called Action News? That makes it sound really fucking fake. Welcome to 6 ABC Action News. Anyway, London woman impaled by beach umbrella at Jersey Shore. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people getting impaled at Jersey Shore. That's probably why that's probably what that stupid show was about.
Yeah.
Anyway. Seaside Heights, New Japan. Oh no. It just made me think about New Japan Pro Wrestling, that's why. I just said that. Anyway, whoa. What is this? White Power? Virginia International? What does it stand for?
Virginia will...
Wanking people?
Updated 13 minutes ago, whoa.
Wait, what? What had to be updated about an article about somebody being impaled by a fucking beach umbrella? I don't really get it.
I don't know.
Damn, let's see. Anyway, so the police say a London woman was impaled by a beach umbrella on the New Jersey shore. Well, I think that's easy to solve. Just don't go to New Jersey. I feel like there's a lot of places you can go in this world, and if you're from London, why would you go to New Jersey? It just sounds like being on a luxury cruise ship, and then like a fucking one of those what would it be like? One of those trash islands just comes floating along, and you're like, I'll give this a try. That's basically what it comes down to. Did you install the Persona messaging app?
It looked cool, and I wanted to see what it looked like with pictures.
It looks weird with pictures. You should almost
hilarious.
replace your pictures with like drawings or something of yourself to make it make sense. Yeah.
Yourself?
I mean, yeah. Or a character. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, the Asbury Park. Okay. Press reported that the 67-year-old Margaret Reynolds was at Seaside Heights Monday afternoon when part of the umbrella pierced her right ankle and was driven completely through due to the force of the wind. The fuck? That sounds painful. So, does that mean that an umbrella snapped and flew right into her ankle or something? How the fuck does this even work?
And you lied in the description. You titled this "Death by Umbrella."
Well, it's... did you see my shirt? It says fake news, okay? I'm allowed to do this. I warned people by wearing this shirt. Anyway, it was due to the force of the wind, so there must have been fucking strong winds then. And the umbrella must have probably snapped at one point because it was crappy. And then, because it snapped, it must have been sharp at that point and must have hit her. Anyway.
It must chart.
Anyway, the borough police chief Tommy Boyd... Let's just call him Tommy Boy, that sounds funny. The borough police chief Tommy Boy says fire crews had to use a bolt cutter on the umbrella to free the woman and put her in an ambulance. Fucking hell. They couldn't even get it out. Well,
With cheese.
let's be honest. Did they have to use the bolt cutter because they couldn't get it out, or did they use the bolt cutter so that they could remove the umbrella that was the part of the umbrella still stuck in her leg at the hospital in like a clean environment? Because it seems like that's more likely. I don't think they had to use the bolt cutter to get her free. I don't know. They said it to free the woman, but it just sounds weird. Where did the other umbrella get stuck in then? The other end of it. Because even if you're impaled by an umbrella, you should still be able to move, I guess. Unless the other side of the umbrella was like firmly stuck in like some wooden floor or some shit. That doesn't seem to be the case, would it? This story isn't detailed enough. Fucking hell. It was a beautiful day and a gust of wind blew the umbrella. It was just an accident, Ronald said. In statements released by Hackensack Meridian Health on Tuesday. Hackensack? What the fuck? That sounds like the name of a serial killer that fucking chops people's ball sacks off in like some shitty fucking B movie. Anyway. She's in a good condition, the hospital said. The Associated Press contributed to this report. What report? This is a half-assed story. This doesn't make any sense.
Wait, I can't even see that.
What? What can't you see?
The last 2 lines that you read.
That's just down there. That's basically all.
No.
So there's no... What?
It was updated 18 minutes ago.
Oh, didn't Perry upload? Let me reload this fucking thing.
What do you mean? Haven't we been live for 18 minutes? So it's you.
Yeah. Oh, damn. It really got updated.
Yeah.
Well, the fucking thing was open before. That's why. Anyway. So damn. So they said it wasn't in good condition. And then they had this shit. It was there was a thing again. Police here say that there's really one way to prevent this from happening. Plant the umbrella with a back and forth motion, not circular.
Wait, what? I didn't hear you say all of that earlier.
That's because that shit has been added.
No,
they
I
also
mean,
say it has to go.
Still are above there.
Yeah, well, it was the gust of wind shit. Saying it was an accident.
Yes.
That thing was definitely said before. Also, they also said it has to go 2 feet into the ground to prevent it from being lifted up by the wind. What?
I totally forgot what I named my character.
What did you name your character? You called yourself Perry? Really?
With 2 R's.
Okay, I'm glad I called myself Ballsack Scrotum in Persona. It was the best thing ever. Anyway, so yeah, the fucking umbrella flew up super high and then it got like strapped to her foot and somehow she got stuck because of that, and they had to cut the fucking pole of the umbrella. I don't know. This is an incomplete story. Couldn't they just have a detailed description of what actually happened, like, or why she got stuck apparently? Yeah. Whoa. No, wasn't this? Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Oh. Here it says some more stuff that we haven't seen before. It says the big umbrella blew loose with the wind, flew down and hit the woman with the end of the spoke. Went right through the bottom of her leg, he said. It went in here and out the other side. Wait, it was a spoke? Isn't the spoke of an umbrella basically one of the little things that holds that basically opens up? Because that's not the shaft, right, that holds it. It's a little spoke thing that opens and closes. And that got through her leg. Yeah. Ouch. A lot of people jumped into action. They used the med kit and tourniquet to stop the bleeding, and it was and just held onto the umbrella until EMS got there to cut it off. Okay. Well, that was a part that we didn't see. Fucking hell. Maybe I have to reload all of the articles before I open them up. Anyway,
They usually say when they're last been updated, no?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it doesn't say if I don't really fucking load them at the top.
Yeah, but I opened them.
Yeah. Anyway, here, Pennsylvania man. Police says they accidentally ran over a fleeing suspect with a bulldozer during a pot bust. How the fuck do you accidentally run someone over with a slow ass bulldozer? It's like, get out of the way! This is like the fucking Austin Powers thing, isn't it?
Why are police driving a bulldozer?
I don't even know.
Like, what?
Can you imagine if it was like a cop, like, yeah, well, I killed him with a bulldozer. What are you gonna do? Outlaw bulldozers? Took our guns? No. Nobody took the police's guns.
Yeah, give the citizens guns, but the police aren't allowed to get guns.
It would be a weird, funny world, like. Okay. Everyone's allowed to have guns, apart from police officers. What? Yes. Here. It's like, they're shooting guns, what do we do? Throw garbage at them? Then they run them over with a bulldozer.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh my god, can you imagine if they're shooting like at the bulldozer with like the big thing at the front, the big shovel type thing? Like all the bullets ricochet off there and they like get hit themselves and it's like, ah! They die.
Yeah,
I wonder.
One.
Yeah. Anyway.
Pennsylvania State Police say a fleeing suspect was accidentally run over by a bulldozer as officers responded to a scene on state game lands that contained 10 marijuana plants.
That sounds like it's nothing. Like 10 marijuana plants. Like, oh no, so bad. The marijuana.
Police say Gregory Longenecker. Yeah,
that almost sounds fucking racist, actually, though.
51. Of Reading, Pennsylvania. It's found dead under a bulldozer that an officer and a game commission employee were using to search for him in thick underbrush on Monday.
Wait, isn't that already pretty dangerous? Oh, we're gonna look for someone in the bushes. How are we gonna do that? We're gonna bulldoze the bushes. What is next?
How will we know when we found him? No.
Can you imagine, like, somebody's, like, in a junkyard? How are we gonna find them? I don't know, with a monster truck? I mean, makes sense. This is just some bullshit. It's also like if somebody was in bushes and they were just to shoot at the bushes to see if they find someone. It's like, hey, is there a burglar somewhere? Yeah, he just hid in one of the bushes. Which one? I don't know. Oh, there he was! I mean, that's basically the same shit here, if you ask me.
Oh, he's hiding in that field of corn. Let's use a harvester.
It's harvest season.
Local police arrived at the scene on state game lands in Berks County, Pennsylvania, around 10 a.m. after a game commission employee saw a car parked well off the road in a field. State police said in a release. Soon after police arrived, two men came out of the underbrush and fled on foot. One was taken into custody and the other, Longenecker, escaped, police say.
Then there's some...
Two stories that are not part of the article. State police then arrived and used the helicopter and the bulldozer in their search for Longenecker. The helicopter briefly spotted Longenecker, lost him, and communicated his last known position to the bulldozer?
What the fuck? That sounds fucking weird. What the fuck did this... What is this standard practice?
There's a bulldozer... Do you have special police bulldozers out there with like built-in police radio?
And then they have like the police logo at the side of it. And there's like lights at the top.
Can you imagine seeing a bulldozer with like flashing blue lights and a fucking police siren?
Move over!
I should we have to let them pass through?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine like a police tractor? There's like somebody working on their field, and the police move in. It's like, do you have a permit? Move over to the side of the field. Just some weird shit.
Anyway, the release describes the death as accidental. Longnecker's body was found under the rear of the bulldozer.
Well, you can actually easily claim that it's like accidental, but maybe the cop was like, hey, I can see him in the bushes there. I'll just run him over and claim that it was an accident. Oops.
Did they notice when they ran over him, or
no?
Or did they keep going? They're like, oh, we can't find him. Oh, wait, here he is.
What's
Preliminary autopsy found that the Longnecker died of traumatic injuries. No, I thought he smoked too much pot and died of an overdose.
There's like a, like I can imagine like the village idiot that's also happens to be a cop. It's like, I found him. I know why we couldn't find him. He was hiding under the bulldozer all along. That was fucking hilarious.
Trooper David Boom, a public information officer for the Pennsylvania State Police, confirmed to USA Today that 10 marijuana plants were found at the scene. At the scene of the bulldozer?
What?
So the bulldozer didn't drive over the plants?
I don't even know what's happened. I can't really figure out what happened. Anyway, the guy, David Bowie, it basically sounds like David Bowie trying to pronounce his name but puking in the middle of it.
Brooke?
It's got, like, what's your name? What? No, I said David Bowie.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like, what's your name? It's like, if you want to say David Bowie, it's like David... Oh! See, it sounds like somebody puking.
The other suspect, David Brooke Light, 54.
Why are there so many Davids here?
Where's the regular David Brooke? Or David Brooke Zero?
Well, he's a suspect, so his name should have been David Crook, shouldn't it?
Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania, was charged with drug offenses and trespassing. The circumstances around Longnecker's death have drawn criticism from marijuana activists.
Okay.
This awful event could have and should have been prevented by smoking weed.
If the cops would have chilled down and smoked some weed. Okay.
Eric Altieri, Executive Director of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. What the fuck is that?
Well, this is basically people...
Said in a statement posted by Normal. Oh.
That's what their organization, like, comes down to, I guess, the name. Good.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
10 plants constitute a very small grow. Like their erections.
Oh,
and the tactics used by police were heavy-handed.
Brought Patrick Nightingale.
What's with all those weird-ass names?
I mean, that's a good fucking last name if you're a writer, though. It just needs like 2 initials, like PE or like DC or like GE or whatever. It's like Patrick GE Nightingale. That would be a good name for a writer.
An advocate with the organization who is a former prosecutor and defense attorney.
Wow.
Pennsylvania State Police are investigating the incident, and the trooper involved has been placed on administrative duty.
Why isn't his name Adam Weed? That would have been hilarious. Adam Weed, director.
That's for.
What?
What does CPL stand for?
I don't know.
I thought it was like an abbreviation of couple.
Couple? I don't know.
Kaplan.
Corporal? I don't know, maybe.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Corporal Adam Reed.
Adam Weed.
The State Police Communications Office said the statement. Oh, that was it.
Yeah. That was basically it. I mean, it does that. I mean, I have to agree with the Weedheads there, like the fucking druggies that were saying like, oh, it's only 10 plants. That's not fucking much. Why the fuck would there be a bulldozer and such a lot of shit to just apprehend someone who was just fucking growing wheat plants or some shit or whatever.
Sure, I thought you said throwing wheat.
Welcome to the land of the free, where you can't smoke what you want. I mean, that's definitely free. Also, up until a certain point, you couldn't put your dick in another man's butthole. I mean, that definitely sounds like the land of the free, doesn't it?
Welcome to the land of the free, where the police are free to run you over with a bulldozer.
Yeah, and there's also they're also working on making it so you can freely not have an abortion. That's stuff that they also work on. I don't know. It's also the same people that say that they're for like gender freedom, and then they're like same people that are like, yeah, we can't let people in here, like in this country, even though it's fucking been the same way. It's a shitload of people coming into the United States over and over, and every time another certain group of people comes in, it's like, oh no, they're gonna ruin this country, and it's like every fucking time. It's just a weird shit. I mean, there's people coming here constantly, and then but on the other hand, there's like, you know, when you hear in America, it's like, oh, Europe is going to shit this, that, these fucking statistics. Like, where the fuck do people get those statistics, by the way? Because a lot of the statistics, when you look them up, like, I mean, a lot of them are fake bullshit that's fabricated anyway. Like, it's like, hey, I have this position, so I'm gonna look for statistics that are biased and that show that my perspective on shit is correct. And other people go, is there any fucking reliable studies anyway? It all seems like bullshit a lot of the time. Anyway,
So,
yeah.
what's next?
What's next? What about the MGM shit about suing people before they sue them, I guess? This is some fucking shit. Let's see if it wants to load. Let me reload this article. Reloading. I have to agree and close. Okay. Welcome to Newsweek. It's loading slow, so it must be a slow fucking Newsweek, I guess. MGM sues more than 1,000 Las Vegas shooting victims to avoid liability in massacre. Like, sorry, but this shit couldn't have been prevented anyway, so it would already been stupid that people could sue them for like, oh, this event wasn't safe enough because you didn't take into consideration that fucking, like, so many fucking meters away some fucker with a sniper could appear. Like, that can happen fucking everywhere. Somebody could fucking steal a helicopter and use a sniper and shoot people. Or fucking use a machine gun from a helicopter and gain access to shit. So, I mean, on one hand, it's stupid that this shit is happening, they have to sue people before they sue. But on the other hand, it would be fucking stupid that people would sue them because, ooh, people got shot, which is somehow preventable. And if you happen to be like somebody leading an event or organizing an event, you have to make sure that nobody can be shot by anyone anyway. But then again, you also you can't really choose the laws of the country that you live in, so you have to take into consideration that there's fucking people who have like machine guns and shit. I mean, if somebody were to do something from outside of the grounds of your shit, or, well, if somebody was, for example, in here because it was from the hotel itself, but the event wasn't held at the hotel, so it was like two different locations to be said. So it's kind of weird. Then again, let's see the details of this shit. So the MGM Resorts International is suing more than 1,000 victims of the Las Vegas mass shooting in a bid to avoid any liability claims from the massacre, according to reports. I mean, this is just gonna make people annoyed, because what they're basically doing here is because, like, yeah, if people get to sue us, then we would have to fight off so many fucking claims at once. Now, since they're the ones that are suing, it would be one big court case, which would be more manageable or cheaper or something like that. There is probably an upside to having one big court case and having like 1,000 small ones. So yeah. The owners of the Mandalay Bay Hotel, where gunman Stephen Paddock positioned himself to repeatedly fire at the crowd attending the Route 91 Harvest Country Music Festival last October, said they could not be held responsible for the death and injuries resulting from the shooting. I mean, I agree with them there. And all the claims against them must be dismissed, reports the Las Vegas Review-Journal. I mean, I do agree with the fucking hotel there. Like, what the fuck are you supposed to do if I don't even know. Are you supposed to... Like, how shitty would it be that you have to check everyone's bags, like, extremely thorough when they get into a hotel?
I don't know.
I mean, we had that on Disney, that they did the bag checks and type of shit when you came in. But there it at least made sense, and it was like, oh, you had a bag check because you were going into your hotel, and then... But if you're, like, just somewhere, and you're just going to a hotel, how fucking annoying would it be that you have to go through your bag every fucking time? Just because your country has fucking the availability of, like, extremely fucking dangerous weapons readily available. Like, I don't know why it would be the fucking hotel's fault that there was somebody shooting. Wouldn't this all have to come down to just the guy shooting, basically?
Yeah.
That's basically what it comes down to. Some guy shot people. What does a fucking hotel that the guy happened to be positioned at have to do with that? What if there was, like, an empty building? Would they sue the people who had the empty building for not putting people living... Do not, like, fucking put people in the building so that it wasn't an empty building? Like, I mean, I don't get this fucking logic. Anyway, according to the complaints filed in Nevada and California, the company, which also owns the Route 91 Harvest Festival location, took reasonable steps to ensure such an atrocity did not occur, and that it has no liability of any kinds to defendants. Wait, so they actually also... So the hotel that actually owned this shit also had the fucking location where the thing was held? So it was basically the company that had the hotel, and the company that organized the festival, or at least hosted the location, were one and the same.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, still, wouldn't that just count, like... Wouldn't it... Still, yeah, they have to obviously check people coming in for guns and shit if they're at the festival itself. But I still don't believe, like, in a hotel, that they should have been like, oh, damn, everyone who comes in here, we should check that they don't have a sniper in their fucking thing. Because every fucking thing you can prepare for, there's gonna be a million things that you can't prepare for. And, like, what, are we gonna sue every fucking company that can't prepare for some out-of-the-box thinking that would happen somewhere? And somebody coming up with some crazy plan? Even if... Can you imagine if somebody were to just, like, fucking... I don't know, not even go in the hotel and just be, like, at the hotel or around the hotel at, like, nighttime and just plant their fucking bombs or something at the right spot so that the fucking hotel would collapse and so it would land on the people who were at the festival, if that was even a possibility. But would the hotel be sued because they didn't spot the explosives in time, or because their fucking hotel wasn't, like, equipped to handle explosives? I mean, just some weird shit. Hundreds of lawsuits have been filed against the company in the wake of last October's shooting, which left 58 people dead and more than 58 injured. That's basically just the fucking United States, isn't it? Like, there's, like, fucking billboards like, hey, did somebody wrong you? Get a lawyer and sue people. Because we're fucking stupid and we do this shit. We like lawsuits, even though they're fucking money sinkhole. It's just basically fucking people trying to get money from a tragedy. It's basically all that type of shit. It just doesn't fucking happen over here, does it? Over here, people just go to court to get shit settled, and it's not to have monetary gains. That's what it seems to be. Most fucking court cases, I swear to God, in the United States are just somebody seeing a fucking way to get some money from something. I don't know if that's due to the fact that fucking lawyers are just like plastered everywhere on billboards, even though you don't see that over here. Have you ever seen a fucking billboard for a lawyer here?
Nope.
See? So, is it that shit that just drives this fucking lawsuit culture? Or is it just the other way around? Or is it just like a fucking ball of like snow that keeps like rolling in the snow, but it becomes bigger, but somebody had to make the ball first and shit? Is it like that? Was there like a fucking lawsuit culture in America to begin with, and then people started capitalizing on that by making billboards for their fucking law firms? Or is it just, or does it come from the fact that that fucking shit in America is so expensive that people have resorted to this fucking act of like, let's try something that is somewhat similar, like to fucking thievery by stealing people's shit, but let's do it in a fucking legal way, through actual fucking legal means, through shitty lawsuits that make no sense. Anyway, suits claim the company was negligent, or not properly monitoring who was entering and leaving the building, and allowing Paddock to take an arsenal of weapons and several thousand rounds of ammunition up to his hotel room before committing the attack. Well, isn't that what you get when there's a country that's just fucking allows guns everywhere, basically? Like, what if he was going to a gun show or some shit? I mean, I can agree that it sounds silly to fucking have a fucking 5 guns or something, or like even 3 guns and then a fucking bag full of rounds in your room. I mean, that doesn't make any fucking sense, but still. If that's...
Hey, you know what also doesn't make any fucking sense?
What?
Everyone gets a gun.
What is it, like a fucking... Is this a fucking Martha Stewart thing or something? Just look under your seat. Everyone gets a gun. Woo! Then they start shooting it in the air. It's just...
I thought it was Oprah win. Anyway.
Oh, that was a fucking hell. Fucking American shit shows. It's just the same shit. Same shit, different asshole. Anyway, yeah. Las Vegas lawyer Robert Aglett, who is representing several of the victims, described the lawsuits as a blatant display of judge shopping that quite frankly verges on unethical. I mean, this is just bullshit anyway. It's like, here it still comes down to the same shit. Like, if you're gonna say that you're allowed to fucking have guns in your fucking country and have guns, like, or have open carry and that type of shit and all that other shit, whatever, and then you're gonna complain about, oh, somebody took a gun in there and oh, they didn't fucking look enough for guns for people. It's okay. I mean, I can understand you're not gonna take guns into your fucking place of work and just run around with a gun or some shit.
Well, depends where you work, I guess.
But in the case that you allow guns in your country and just have an open like that gun policy, and you have gun conventions and type of shit, I feel like it would be normal, not really the ammunition part of this, so maybe they got a point there, but that somebody could check into a hotel and have 2 to 3 guns. Maybe hotels should have a gun vault and just have a rule for not having them in rooms or something. I mean, that could have probably prevented this type of shit. But you're not gonna fucking prevent everyone from never ever sneaking up a gun with any ammunition into a fucking room. There's always fucking ways around that shit, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't think, like, I don't get this suing the hotel over this. This all comes down to one person, and that's the person who shot people. I mean, if you get fucking butt raped in the street, and you were like at a in the fucking back alley behind a restaurant, are you gonna sue the restaurant because somebody fucking butt raped you in the back alley behind their restaurant?
No, because that would be stupid.
But then the restaurant didn't do enough to prevent people from getting butt raped in the fucking backlot of their restaurant. If you get shot in the parking lot of a fucking Walmart, are you gonna sue Walmart because somebody had a gun in their fucking parking lot? I mean, this just doesn't make any sense in any way to me.
I just want to say, if someone with legal knowledge of America sees this and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can sue someone," then that's just fucking stupid. Then.
Yeah, I hate this suing culture. It's fucking it disgusts me basically. I'm not somebody who would judge a lot of things because I know that there's different, I don't know, experience to living in certain places. I would say so. It does vary, and we can't really full on understand how that shit works because we don't have to deal with that type of shit. But to me, this is one of the most disgusting things, and it shows basically what a predatory society there is in America. It's like, oh, if you're like some fucking asshole, you're just gonna waltz over people. But if you're not an asshole and you're like a wimpy dick and somebody does something that's wrong, you sue them. It's like basically like either it's either like a predator or a parasite type of thing. It just makes this type of thing makes it seems like there's no good people in America, which is definitely bullshit because there's a fair deal of good people everywhere, and a fair share of assholes obviously everywhere as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, suing is gross. Fuck suing. Unless there's actually fucking decent malpractice or something. If you go to a doctor and you fucking pay him a shitload of money that it takes to do something in the United States, and he ends up like fucking sewing your fucking dick to your forehead, well, you can definitely sue that doctor then. This is a completely different story in my opinion.
But I would laugh at you.
Yeah. Anyway, see, this just sounds stupid to me as well. I've never seen a more outrageous thing where they sue the victims in an effort to find a judge they like. I mean, I guess that the fact that they fucking sue people beforehand seems bad, and that the people are like, oh no, that's so bad. Here's the other thing, just turn this around. The fact that they had to resort to this shit shows a fucking bigger problem, doesn't it? That's how I view this shit. If you're like, oh shit, before 1,000 people are gonna fucking... Because a lot of people come at this from the stupid fucking position like, oh, it's a bigger company, and then they should blah blah blah, and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of bullshit gets put in there. But even if it's a company, they still have people that they employ, people that could lose their jobs because, let's face it, the first thing that they would cut on if any company has economic problems due to fucking lawsuits that drag on would probably be the people that they fucking have employed. Or other type of service, whatever provides the quality, but like a lot of the time they're not gonna cut on anything that wouldn't really have an effect on people, to be honest. So this type of shit. Like, what do you even sue for? What do you replace in this case? If you get shot, what do you sue because you want the hotel to pay part of the fees that you had, your hospital fees? I mean, isn't this something that should basically come from the fucking killer anyway? Like if you're like really, if you get shot by someone and it shoots you in the leg, and it's obvious that like there's no, that you weren't like entering his house illegally or something, and he was just there and he was like, yeah, I don't like you, I'm gonna shoot you in the leg. Shouldn't it be fucking clear that he should just pay?
Yeah.
So yeah. So why even get this hotel involved? It just comes down to an asshole shot people. That asshole has to pay for the expenses. I know that there's a lot of people that he probably can't, and I'm not one to say like, oh, since he shot a lot of people, his family has to pay for that, because I found that bullshit as well.
Yeah, that's also bullshit.
They should probably find a way, even if he can't pay for this shit himself now. They should find a way that fucking people in jail make fucking money to pay for the fucking mistakes that they made and to pay back the victims that they fucking cost a lot of money for. And this would also be fucking fixed if you had a decent fucking healthcare system that doesn't like fucking have you pay €1,000 because you've been shot in the butthole.
In the butthole.
This basically just shows the rotten backside of the Americas, I think. It's basically it. Huh! In a statement to 8 News Now, MGM spokesman Deborah DeShong said, "The unforeseeable events of October 1 affected thousands of people in Las Vegas and throughout North America." Makes sense. "From the day of this tragedy, we have focused on the recovery of those impacted by the despicable act of one evil individual. That's also how I see it. While we expected the litigation that followed, we also feel strongly that victims and the community should be able to recover and find resolution in a timely manner. Congress provided that the federal courts were the correct place for such litigation relating to incidents of mass violence like this one, where security services approved by the Department of Homeland Security were provided. The federal court is an appropriate venue for these cases and provides those affected with the opportunity for a timely resolution. Years of drawn-out litigation and hearings are not the best interest of the victims, the community, and those still healing." I mean, that actually makes more sense than people complaining about the shit to me as well. Like, if everyone has to just basically... Either all the victims get together and they sue, or just they have to preemptively sue. Like, in this system, it just makes sense for them to preemptively sue. I know it seems bad, but it's a system that makes them have to do this that is bad. It's not them, because they can't really do anything else. Let's be honest here. I can't see any other way that they would have to handle this, because otherwise it would be like one hearing after another, costing the fucking federals, like the fucking the fucking judiciary system a lot of fucking money, because like it would be done and done and done. Oh, and one other court case, and one big court case definitely makes more sense here. So yeah, it just has to happen that way, because otherwise people who are victims of this shit also will have to wait like fucking years before there's a fucking resolution to this. So I don't really get what people are fucking complaining about here. I mean, I'm not approaching this probably from the same emotional position as the people who got affected by this, but isn't that what the justice system is for? So that we don't just have people that go like, I feel really bad because this happened and I want this to happen to this person. So that there's somebody's like, yeah, I get what you mean, but that's a bit of an overreaction there. Calm down, we're gonna find something. That's basically why a fucking justice system is there. So there's no fucking eye for an eye type of bullshit. Well, if you let people be, it would be an eye for like 5 family members or something. Because some people's like fucking sense of justice is like completely out of whack. And we need to balance that out a bit. Because there's no fucking full-on moral, like fucking full-on objective moral. It's like there's no fucking objective morality. It's all a bit subjective, and we have to weigh that down. We have to make laws so that people can fucking interact with each other in a decent fucking way. And that's why there's a fucking justice system like that. Obviously. And there is a place for emotion in there, but there also has to be a place for the practical and the financial even. So yeah, there's a lot of factors that they have to weigh into this. So it's not just about the emotion of the victims. Sadly enough for them, maybe, but that's just the way reality is. So
you know what I just don't get?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for some, of course, you know that for something I kind of disagree with that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the justice system is just a lot of the time, but okay. But
yeah, but that's just the thing that everyone says about some shit. That's always gonna be the case, because the justice system can never be like 100% like adjusted to your fucking subjective understanding of morality.
Well, anyway, I was gonna say something else.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot. Dang.
That's also why I hated the fucking character that as the justice what's it called again?
Arcana.
Justice Arcana, yeah. Because he was there like pretending like fucking laws and stuff are something objective that never fucking changes or anything. And he was like so confident in his own fucking subjective morality and presenting it as fucking objective, and I was like, you're a fucking stupid idiot. You don't understand this world. Fuck off.
Onyx says, it's my American right to run people with guns over. No need for justice.
That would be funny though. Damn, you could have prevented this fucking whole shooting, couldn't you? That would have been a fucking hilarious thing. Would it have been like the guys like prepared all this shit to go to the hotel, prepared to shoot the people from up in his fucking hotel room, and then Onyx just sees him like, hey, that's a guy with a gun. That would have been hilarious. Like a court case comes from it. What did you happen? Well, it's my God-given right to run over people with guns. Oh yeah, agreed. Just randomly like that. That would have been hilarious. Oh damn. See, that's proof that the fucking universe doesn't have a sense of humor. Otherwise, that would have happened. Anyway, let's move away from this and move to the next fucking article. Shock, as Vatican documents say it is not essential that consecrated virgins be actual virgins. They should just be constipated? No, consecrated. So women who choose to be consecrated virgins live secular lives in the community and must be self-supporting. Unlike nuns, they do not have special clothing or live secluded. I never actually heard of that, but what the fuck is a consecrated virgin?
Wait, what's happening? Oh, there, Pope.
Yeah, the Pope. The Pope of Dope.
The Pope's happening.
Anyway, London.
Shit.
What? What happened that you said shit?
It's you put the wrong link again.
Oops, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'll start reading it. London. Constipated virgins say that they are disappointed by the Vatican's new guidance that literal virginity is not necessary. I mean, what the fuck is virginity even? It's just a word that we made up for not having had sex yet. It's just such a silly thing to actually think of, isn't it?
Yeah. You know,
hey, this is... What?
They already say that not, like, from the start, not even every woman's, like, what's it called? Hymen?
Yeah.
Right? It's not even...
It's not even all the same, yeah.
It's not even, like, really fucking tight or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway.
And even if they were always like thinking like, oh, you can. I remember people always saying like, oh, you can check it like, if it's a virgin, there will be blood and shit.
Anyway.
What if they fucking used the dildo before?
Yeah. Well, I don't think. Can you even be called a virgin if you use the dildo? I don't know. Maybe. It's
the Pope.
It's just such a silly concept, isn't it? Basically, virginity. Like, what even defines it? Like, if you what does it like? Are there like different levels of it? Like, do you have like the virginity that means that you haven't like ever touched your penis in a sexual way or something? And then what, like, is it like masturbatory virginity and then like dildo virginity and then like penis virginity or something? Or like anal virginity? Are those all like separate things? Because otherwise it doesn't just make any sense as a concept to begin with. But that's basically straying from the path of bullshit that we were going on now. A document released this month says a woman does not have to have kept her body in perfect continence. So she can be incontinent, is from what I'm reading from this, to become a consecrated virgin. Well, if you want to find somebody who wants to become a consecrated virgin, you should probably find somebody who's incontinent, because Who the fuck wants to have to deal with all that type of religious bullshit by now? Anyway, the Vatican's documents say that call to give witness to the Church's vaginal, spousal, and fruitful love for Christ is not reducible to the symbol of physical integrity. It continues, thus to have kept her body in perfect continence, or to have practiced the virtue of chastity. I don't see anything virtuous about chastity to begin with, in an exemplary way, while a great importance with regard to the discernment or the essential prerequisites in the absence of which admittance to consecration is not possible. Yeah, okay. It's basically saying the same shit here, but in longer words, basically. What they're wanting to say is just basically the same shit they said before. That something as the showing of the love for Christ basically should not be something that would be muddied by having, as they said in their words, what would their words be? Having to, damn. I don't know how to say it. Having fouled your physical self, I would say.
Foul?
Dirty, muddy, whatever you want to say. There's different ways of saying it. Anyway.
I just noticed that Onyx wrote a few things in chat. First of all, still about the American right to run people with guns over. She said, "You guys know I do it."
Mm-hmm.
Then from this article,
mm-hmm.
that I've never heard of that either. I presume it's people taking a vow of chastity or something. Because you don't have to be a virgin to be a nun. With a lot of Christianity stuff, it's not that you start there, it's that you consent to live a certain way after agreeing to it.
Yeah.
And she says, I'm a level 5 virgin.
That's pretty funny, eh? That should be a fucking... I'm gonna make that a shirt. I'm stealing that.
To consecrate means to make something holy or separate, but I'm not sure what they're trying to say here.
They're being really long with their words. Like, it's just.
Oh, the consecration of defamation.
Yeah, I really know. I know what they want to say basically, but it seems like they want to just be vague with their words so it can be interpreted, and so it doesn't really immediately slight people who may be offended by this. For example, the fucking actual people who are consecrated virgins who have physical virginity, basically. Then again, how the fuck do you prove that you're a virgin to begin with? Doesn't this basically come down to a logistics problem? What are you gonna be? I want to be a consecrated virgin. Have you had sex before? No. Are you sure about that? Yes. Okay, you're in. What else can they do? Like, what else the fuck can they check? It's like you said, they can't check the hymen, because that's basically a lot of fucking bullshit anyway. So how the fuck would they check if do they do a lie detector test? Those things can be not often, but they can still fuck up. So, anyway. So I'm just saying that it's a logistical problem, and they said like, yeah, let's just say this because we can't really check it anyway. Women who wish to be consecrated as virgins take part in a ceremony in which they dress in white and pledge themselves to Christ. That actually sounds weird. It sounds like you're sexually saving yourself for Jesus Christ, which is fucking weird. That's what it sounds like. See, this is what I don't even get from a religious point of view, even looking into the religion. Like, what's this whole deal with, like, virginity and it being some type of fucking virtue? I don't get a lot of the black and white nature of the of basically virtues and vices. Basically, it's all pretty black and white when you hear people talk about it, like from a religious point of view. It's like, oh, this is bad, that's good. Like, yeah, but you do those things, and where the fuck do you draw the line? Where does it become a bad thing? Because you know that one thing is actually basically, I mean, they have two different words for it, but you might as well just put them on a slider and it's being like, okay, here's this, there is that. So, I mean, let's be honest, they're obviously
Fucking God.
in a relationship. Love and lust just go together as one. So why make lust a fucking vice and love a virtue in that case? I mean, love can be more than just a sexual desire. It's bigger than that, but it does encompass that to some degree as well. So yeah, it's I don't get the way of thinking in this type of thing. But yeah, anyway, so people who adore basically fucking virginity. Here it is. There's a thought to be around 5,000 worldwide apparently, including 60 in Canada. Wait, only 5,000 people worldwide. So why does it even have to be something that is of any importance? To be honest with, like, who the fuck cares? 250 people in the US, around 200 in Britain. Once they have joined the vocation, they wear wedding rings and cannot marry or engage in sexual relationships. They live secular lives in a community and must be self-supporting.
No.
So, yeah. Basically, I don't know. It just sounds shit. I don't even know what... I get that there's only 5,000 people wanting to do this shit. Anyway, the US Associations of Consecrated Virgins. How many people are there in the US? 250 in the US. Why do you have to have an association? That's also spread across the entirety of the fucking US. It's like having like 20 people in Belgium, and it's like, oh, we are the association of ass bandits or whatever, and then just having a fucking association. Just makes no sense. So they issued a statement calling the document deeply disappointing and said the advice was shocking. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess if you fucking devote your life to some fucking weird shit, and then that weird shit changes, I guess that is probably shocking because, well, it's basically all you have, I guess, at that point. I mean, let's be honest, if you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna... What the fuck is that? Where did you even get that?
Onyx sent it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this is a hippie.
What?
It's you.
Oh, it's me dressed up as the hippie character in that one
Hotel.
stupid video. Yeah.
It's you.
Why was my shirt blurred out, by the way?
Don't ask me.
I guess Onyx found the blur button on Photoshop or GIMP, or I think it's GIMP.
Oh, wait, she's talking.
Anyway, so yeah, the entire tradition of the church has firmly upheld that... What fucking tradition of the church? This is about Catholicism, by the way, isn't it? There's no fucking tradition in Catholicism. They just change what they want, and then they basically say, this was an amendment to this shit. So, I wouldn't say that they're basically tradition-based. They just change their shit whenever it fucking fits them. Has firmly upheld that a woman must have received the gift of virginity. That is both material and formal, physical and spiritual. What the fuck is spiritual virginity?
You have to receive the gift of virgin, so you're not born a virgin. What?
That reminds me of that one person that went to church or something, and there was a ceremony to give his virginity back.
What?
Yeah, I don't know which fucking subsection of like Christianity that was, but there was one guy among one group. I don't know what it was again, but he had some kind of ceremony that was apparently to give him his virginity back. That was an actual fucking thing. Anyway, so
anyway,
information.
I just randomly opened the Reddit app,
Mm-hmm.
and immediately on the home page, like the first thing that shows up
I see
is
it now.
like from the joke subreddit,
What she
and
did.
it's called Virginity
She
in
was trying
School.
to put a picture of one of your shirts
Mm-hmm.
God damn it!
from the website, and I just
Fuck.
worked out what shirt it is.
Which one is it?
It's very easy.
Is it? That's the fake news one I'm wearing right now.
But it messed up.
Lol. Anyway, yeah, what were you saying? Because you got so rudely interrupted by Perry because she couldn't hear you.
That I just opened Reddit, and the first thing, like at the very top, is from the joke subreddit, and it's something called Virginity in school.
Okay.
What does it say? Son to mother. Mom, all the kids in the school are making fun of me because I am still a virgin. Well, start giving them bad grades and they will stop.
Huh? Okay.
It's a teacher.
Well, yeah. That was apparently something. I don't know what that was. Anyway, let's move away from that. Information on the British National Office of Vocation. So for vocation would be the BNO websites. It also appears to differ from the new guidance, stating that a woman must not have lost virginity through a voluntary intercourse.
Wait, I think Onyx responded to the thing about the guy getting his virginity back or something.
Yeah, let me see.
What you can't do that. That's like baptizing for the death. It doesn't work like that.
Well, do you literally know every fucking denomination of like Christianity? Because there's fucking too many of them, isn't there? Did you ever look it up? How many there are? How many different fucking groups that there are that don't agree on some premise and then decide to be like, hey, we're a different subgroup of Christianity. Like, there's just a shitload of them. But I do think it was one of the more like sect-based ones. I don't think it was Mormons or shit like that. It wasn't one of the actual popular ones, because otherwise I wouldn't have forgotten what the name was of the actual denomination of Christianity that that person was a part of. But they must have had some weird bullshit rules to be able to do that. Anyway, let's continue this shitty article. So yeah, they basically have another thing. They do allow people who have been, from what I can read here, it basically means people who have been raped, didn't lose their virginity according to this, and can still be. Wouldn't that be fucking bad if you actually want to be this whatever, like this virgin thing, like a consecrated virgin, and somebody fucking rapes you, and then you can't be a part of that because you had intercourse? That would be horrible. So I do get that a law like that, or like a rule like that exists in there. I mean, gotta give props to that at least. While the number of those seeking consecration as widow and widowers appears to be growing, there's not currently a right in the Western Church to this particular form of consecration. You know what I've been thinking about? That's kind of weird. Because how do you fucking treat the thing like in the wedding vows that it's like basically normal, like the till death do you part type of thing? Like what happens if like you don't choose when you die? So basically you die, you're in love with someone, and let's entertain the fact there's a fucking heaven. What if like you remarry or something? The person you love dies, and you fucking remarry. What happens then? You go into heaven. It's like, oh, I died in a car crash together with my new partner, but here you are as well. This is awkward. Like I know that this probably has been said before because it's probably a thought that I had one like ages ago, but it just came back to me all of a sudden. That's just a weird thing, isn't it? How the fuck do what do you do then? It's like, I mean, a lot of like subgroups like that try to define heaven would make it seem like we're not really.
Well, if you're married, you can use the excuse. Well, it was still death do us part.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But it just sounds weird. But then again, on the other hand, from a lot of descriptions of what people view as heaven, you wouldn't even have free will up there anymore anyway. From a lot of how a lot of like different denominations of the Christian faith describe it, and even people like the fucking Hare Krishna people, they have that as their fucking final goal. They want to stop reincarnating and become part of the all-encompassing shit, whatever. Basically, having no more identity, just being nothing at that moment, which doesn't really sound like a great end goal in my opinion. So yeah. Anyway, what we have here, just skip this shit. The Vatican says women can leave for vocation for very serious reasons. If they apply in writing to the relevant bishop, it adds that 2 years of preparation is needed before consecration, and the ceremony does not normally take place before the woman reaches 25. Well, it's still pretty fucking early anyway. The document was published as guidance in the International Church in response to a growing number of women who were expressing interest in the... Really? Who the fuck are those? Like the modern age type feminists that just hate men? Anyway, women who choose to become consecrated virgins live secular lives in the community and must be self-reporting. Again, unlike nuns, they do not have special clothing or live secluded from the secular world. Through some spent much of their time as recluses. So that basically sounds like people who are somehow deeply religious and at the same time not fucking social at all to some degree. It just sounds weird. That's not interesting to read either. Fuck off with this shit. Let's go to the next thing. This is funny actually from what you read here. Arizona Senate candidate who killed his mother supports good guys with guns, because he definitely is one. Like, I mean, I was gonna say he has a face that only a mother would love, but then he shot his mother, so that just sounds weird. So, fucking hell.
It's a long ass article.
This is some weird shit. He just looks like the stereotypical white American old dudes, basically. Like,
holy shit!
What?
I just kept scrolling down because it's fucking long ass article.
This article is way too long. That's just.
And I found like Samoa Joe's retarded brother.
But where is he?
Just keep scrolling down. You can't miss him.
What, the first picture?
What?
There's a guy that looked like Squidward from the first picture is a guy that looks like Squidward from SpongeBob.
Yeah, you shut though.
That's the human version of Squidward. Perry. Let's move away from this.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
Fuck this. Where did you see Samoa Joe's retarded brother? Or was... Oh shit! What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Oh my god. That guy looks weird as well. Fucking hell. He also, the weird thing is he's not just like a bigger dude, but he also has like sharp teeth, so it actually looks like he's a fucking cannibal that eats people. And then he also has a weird fucking look on his face, which is like a look between like basically like the outlook of stupidity, like but also like a type of just like a rapey grin. But it could also be like he has a vor fetish that he just wants to eat you. So it's just fucking weird. Let's move away from this. Okay. Let's just do the first bit up until the fucking picture thing. That will be enough about this article because this is just way too fucking long. So yeah. A big crowd gathered in a Tucson church last week, ready to hear candidates' plans for gun control legislation from people vying to become lawmakers at the state capitol. All was going more or less as expected. Then it was Bobby Wilson's turn to speak. Wilson, one of two Republican candidates who attended the July 9 meeting, took the mic, shoved it up his ass, and told the story of how he shot and killed a crazed attacker in act of self-defense while a teenager. That attacker, it turned out, was his mother. Okay. This already sounds different from the fucking title. I mean, if his mom was like a fucking crack whore or something that came at him with like a butcher knife and he shot her, like, this fucking title already doesn't make sense anymore. But let's see. He said his life story illustrates the importance of having a good guy there with a gun rather than good gun control legislation. Yeah, but what did his mom do to get shot? Come on, that should have been the fucking next part. Just you're trying to draw this out. That's why you make a long article. You don't know what to say. You can pass all the laws you want in this world, and when you've got somebody out there who wants to harm somebody, they're going to do it if you don't stop them, Wilson told the crowd. Well, I mean, doesn't that always make sense? You don't even need anything. You can just kill someone with your bare hands. So, but let's be honest. If I was going to kill someone out on the street with my bare hands, there's a big chance that I would get stabbed before I got there. If I had a gun, I would probably shoot that person, and they would have to arrest me afterwards. I mean, I would have done the deed before they could stop me. So, I mean, what's the thing here? Also, who's gonna fucking shoot you before you shoot someone, to be honest? If you have a gun and you're gonna shoot someone on the street, how is somebody gonna be like, oh shit, I'm gonna shoot that guy before he shoots the other guy? That's fucking not gonna happen. Anyway. So, the letter from McCain shows how little has changed in 20 years of gun debate. The audience was shocked. A video posted online showed the crowd brought together by Moms Demand Action, MDA, a nationwide movement against gun violence, burst into boos and heckles. But there is more to Wilson's stories. A lot more. That's why this article's fucking long. The tale begins in Hugo, Oklahoma. Who the fuck calls it down Hugo? Was it named after a person that lived there or something? Like the fucking old person that came there first. It was like, yeah, there used to be a single shack here. It belonged to a guy named Hugo. That's why we called this town Hugo. Anyway, so when Wilson was 18 years old, it includes charges of familiar murder, a home destroyed by fire, years of amnesia, and the start of a winding path that led the young man to legal career and now ambitions to serve in the Arizona legislature. Okay. The candidate told only part of his story to the Tucson audience. She was hell-bent on killing me in my sleep one night at 3 o'clock in the morning. I woke up to find a rifle in my face. A semi-automatic rifle at that. This story is dumb. The story starts out dumb. He's complaining about... He's saying that if he didn't have a gun to stop somebody from killing him, that he would have died. But the person... Like, his mom had a gun, apparently. And the bullets started to fly. Wait, the rifle was in his face, but the bullets started to fly. And he wasn't hit? How is that possible? Like, how the fuck do you hit... Do you have a semi-automatic rifle and not hit someone from the fucking... in their face? What the fuck is this bullshit? You must have been further away. You must be exaggerating something here. A clip of Wilson's remarks was posted on Twitter by a reporter with the Tucson-based Arizona Daily Star. He said he dodged 6 bullets before reaching for the gun under his bed, which he had then used to shoot his mother. He said, if not for the gun, he'd be dead. Well, if for the gun, he would be dead as well, like the other gun, his mom's gun. So, what's this about? I mean, both his 49-year-old mother and 17-year-old sister died that night. As Wilson recalled, in a 2010 memoir about the event, this book, Bobby's Trials, was published by Apache Publishing Company, a small Arizona-based publisher operated by Wilson's wife. The publisher had printed 4 other books by Wilson. In his memoirs, Wilson wrote that his mother suffered debilitating depression and fits of intense rage. This seems to just pinpoint another problem here. It doesn't have anything to do with guns. I mean, it's the problem about people who are probably fucking clinically insane, not being taken in or something, or not having fucking decent mental health care. Could that be the actual problem here? I don't think the gun has to do with any shit here. It just happened to, oh, I have a gun, and oh, by chance, a fucking brief stroke of luck, I didn't get hit by those bullets. Oh, and I got to accidentally, despite being all fucking rattled up about the shit happening, and being in a fucking debilitating fear probably, I could still hit this person. There's a shitload of luck in that story to begin with. And it all starts with the fucking depression and the fucking fits of rage. It's just... And it's just fucking weird shit. It doesn't make any sense. It's the story that he's telling and how the gun saved him somehow. So he wrote the blah blah his mother, and he had also called her deranged and a fugitive hiding in the backwoods of SEA, Oklahoma. Court records and newspaper articles from the time suggest there may be more to the story than Wilson accounts. Okay. Those records show he has been charged with the murder of his mother and sister, and soon after his arrest, he confessed to these charges. He later recanted, so he just fucking retracted that bullshit, his confession, and claimed that he had amnesia about the events of the night in question. Oh yeah, that's always definitely, that's a popular one. Why did you kill that person? I don't have amnesia, I forgot about that. Charges against him ultimately were dismissed by an Oklahoma judge. What happened the night of the killing? It's the fucking Squidward's there. Anyway.
Jesus.
I mean, how long is this shit?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Anyway, let's see if I can find something here. So, he still says the thing about his mother coming in and shooting at him. So, so while aiming for him, he said his mother must have seen a shadow move, so she swung the gun rifle, but hit his younger sister. What? Okay, so his sister came in the room, and because of that, the mom saw a shadow or something and aimed the gun away, and accidentally hit the fucking sister with the butt of the gun or something, caving her skull in?
Wow.
But she was actually, like, the autopsy actually showed that she was killed upon impact to the head. So she wasn't shot, so she was actually hit by something. And she said she continued to shoot at him. Damn. Wait. Why are there 2 gallon-sized containers of gasoline in the room? Why were they there? Anyway. Oh, because it was the coolest part of the house. It had no air conditioning. It's still, why was there a gas? I don't even know. Could they have just made a fucking hole and put the gas in there or some shit? Still doesn't make any fucking sense. So, and then he shot at her. So it's basically just a more detailed version of this story. Shot her point blank in the eye. That's also something that the autopsy basically shows here. And when he turned on the lights, the house exploded. This is a fucking weird story, isn't it? It really sounds fabricated, even though there's stuff here there's also always a kernel of truth in every fucking lie, isn't there? So some of this may be true because the sister was apparently actually hit, killed by her skull caving in by the impact of something. And it also said here that the mother was shot point blank in the eye, so that's stuff that has been confirmed here. He also managed to fucking get thrown out of the fucking living room window and fly into a barbed wire fence. What the fuck is this shit? It sounds like something from a weird action movie that's pretty shit. I don't even know. So they declared the mother dead from a combination of a bullet wound and burns. What, did she get shot in the eye and still survive, but then got burned to death? Yeah, there's not much about this actually. I don't actually see much about this story actually. It's like there's not enough actual like details about what actually went down because it still seems a bit weird. I don't know if Alex is still here because this story sounds weird, doesn't it? Eh. I don't see any reactions to this. This story is getting boring. It just sounds like a really made up story. If you had this article earlier or something somewhere, it may have worked, but it's a bit on the long side. We could have definitely finished this somewhere in the beginning, but long articles at the end of the podcast wasn't a good idea. We should not read the articles, but we should check them for length at one point, because we want to have a genuine reaction to the shit that's in there, and we want to have genuine jokes that just come up. But yeah, we should check the length. That's basically a minimum.
Alex just said it sounds fake.
Yeah, it does sound. So let me try to just basically recap the story. So the guy.
Again, I thought you've been doing that the whole time.
No, but it sounds fucking weird if you just line it up again. So in chronological order, apparently, the guy woke up to his mom, shoving a gun in his face.
Oh, okay.
Jumping at a shadow or something and be like, oh fuck, what's this? Starting to shoot somewhere. Also, in apparently jumping at a shadow that she saw, which was probably her, the younger sister coming in. Like, she hit her in the back of the head with the butt of the gun, and her skull caved in. And then, like, there were, like, some more shots or some shit, and then he got to shoot her in the face. But also some of the bullets that had been flying around had hit some fucking gas cans that were in his room because it was the coldest room in the house. Even though they could have probably, if they had a barbed wire fence, they could have probably made some hole in the floor to put fucking store gasoline that would be colder than in his fucking room anyway. But that's a complete aside. And then he was like, oh, I'm going to turn on the lights, even with gasoline in the house. Oh my god, there's an explosion. I'm going to fly through the window. And I'm gonna land in barbed wire fence. That just sounds like a whole lot of weird shit to have to coincide for that story to actually happen. But yeah. Then again, it also says here, according to the newspaper, the charred bodies of Levon and Judy Wilson were found lying together in bed in a perfectly relaxed position, indicating that they died in their sleep from suffocation. I mean, that's a completely different thing. That's definitely a completely different thing. That doesn't involve guns. Why would he? But here's the funny thing about guns saving him. He had to make a story about the guns saving him, and also cover up the fact that he potentially, from what it seems here, smothered his sister and mother with a pillow, or some shit like that. And he probably covered that up with a fire or something, and maybe shooting them or whatever. I don't know. To make his story seem legit, but then again they were found in the bed. That doesn't make any fucking sense with the story at all. It's fucking weird. The thing is, he came up with a story about a gun helping him, where the gun was actually the thing that also the other gun was the fucking thing threatening him. So it's just a stupid story.
She says, really makes me think he killed them and got away with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here as well. I mean, this just sounds like some bullshit. This story just sounds too made up. It's like something that would happen in a fucking action movie. Anyway, let's go for something funny. Arizona man arrested after trying to pull over troopers. It's another fake cop story. I mean, those are always funny. And it's a really short one. Why don't you read it this time, Ethel? Because I've been reading a lot of shit.
Which one?
Yeah. Fucking Arizona man arrested.
Oh, okay. Arizona man arrested after trying to pull over troopers. Well, it's been updated yesterday.
Damn. Anyway.
Phoenix. Anal penetration.
I knew you were going to say that.
Arizona authorities say a 44-year-old uninformed security guard.
Well, he was uninformed of the fact that they were troopers, I guess. So.
Is accused of impersonating a police officer by trying to pull over an unmarked car that happened to contain 2 state troopers patrolling a Phoenix freeway. The Department of Public Safety says Matthew Allen Disbro of Mesa was driving his personal black Dodge Charger on Wednesday when he activated law enforcement-style emergency lights on his car to pull over the trooper's yellow Ford Mustang.
Do you think those cops were already like, oh, this is gonna be funny at that moment?
Yeah, they were gonna be like, what seems to be the problem, officer? I almost said, what seems to be the officer problem?
Hey, I've never seen you before. Are you new on the job? Shut up and do this. It's like, whoa, is that how you treat your colleagues? Just ran
According to the department, the troopers wouldn't pull over. This bro then drove alongside. He yelled and waved a hand at the troopers to get them to pull over before they activated their own vehicle's police lights and pulled him over. Court records don't listen authority for this bro who could comment on the allegations.
He could have actually, fucking hell. When he drove next to the car and it didn't. Wait, were the lights inside of the car, like in the unmarked cars, or were they like on top? Because can you imagine if there was like fucking lights on top of it? Which probably, it's an unmarked car, so they probably would have been in the car, like on the dashboard or something. So I get that he wouldn't have seen them, but could you imagine if he like pulls over a fucking car that actually had like the lights on top? They just were off. It's like, no, it's just a normal car with lights on top. Like you have like many of those driving around here in like Phoenix, Arizona.
Still about the previous article, Onyx said, of course the gun saved him when he pulled the trigger and the trampoline shot out of it and it helped him get out of the house.
Can you imagine somebody thinking that the gun is like the answer for everything? Somebody like jumps out of a window and tries to like cancels out. I'm gonna cancel out the momentum of me falling by the blast of my gun shooting bullets. Oh shit. Whatever. There's a fire. Shoot it. That would be. Somebody's fucking house is on fire and they just start shooting at it. Until his like pants catch on fire and he's like, fuck no! Ah! Then his fucking rounds explode in his hand or some shit. Like, I'm just thinking, like, if you have a gun, you may potentially, to some degree, add a slight percentage of a chance that in some situation that may happen to you, it could come in handy. Maybe in one fucking situation out of like a million other situations that could happen. But at the other time, you also open yourself up for another group of scenarios that could happen, which would be unfavorable to say the least. So I really don't get the fucking desire to have a gun. It just opens up for danger for itself. It's just fucking weird. It's just something that could be used against you very easily. And if you have a save, then, well, you also would have trouble using it in fucking time of need anyway. So I don't get it. But it's an American thing. It's apparently about freedom, but it's like, a freedom is something that people probably yearn for. Because if you say like, you have the fucking freedom to get fisted with the fucking by a fucking mammoth, by a woolly mammoth or something.
Oh yes, finally.
Would people take that fucking freedom? I mean, it comes. You have to want it to some degree for it to feel like a freedom. I mean, you have the freedom to jump out of your window, but that doesn't make it seem like something you want to do. A freedom isn't just something you can do, it's actually something you want as well. Otherwise, it's not perceived as a freedom to you personally. So, when people say the land of the free, oh, it's because we can have guns. I don't fucking find the need for guns. I don't find a use for them. So I don't even consider that a freedom to me. It's also another thing that you're liable for if you get it, so I don't necessarily think it's a freedom. Same with people saying like, oh, we have to, in other countries, you have to pay higher taxes so that if they, just so they can pay for like healthcare and shit. It's like, yeah, but at the same time, we basically have the freedom that we can spend most of our money on trivial shit as well on the side, because if we do end up having to go to hospital, we get a check, we get to pay afterwards. Like, sometimes it takes fucking 2 to 3 months before you get a bill from your hospital, a tiny ass bill compared to what the hell you would get in America. So, I mean, the freedom that people say that you potentially give up when you are taxed more, like, higher, is, I mean, that freedom you give up, it doesn't even compare to the freedom you have. The fact that the money you are left with is shit you can use on whatever you want most of the time. Because apart from the costs that you're gonna have, most of the times there's not gonna be any fucking huge thing that comes out of nowhere that's like, hey, see this? Oh, you happen to catch this disease. Now you're gonna be fucking poor. Enjoy. It's just, I mean, isn't that more freedom? The fact that you actually have the freedom to use something and that you don't have to constantly be like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to put like a fucking $300,000 fucking dollars in my bank account so that if something happens that I can be prepared for it. Oh no, I have to save my money, I have to stash it somewhere. Oh no, I can't use it on something. Oh, I want this thing, I want this frivolous thing that I don't really need it, but I do want it, but I'm not gonna spend it because what if I get diarrhea tomorrow? Oh shit, then I have to pay for like fucking diarrhea tablets, which cost me like 500 euros or some shit. So, I don't get this shit about like Americans talking about freedom when they actually just are basically prescribing to another different type of freedom, and they basically can't see that what other people view as freedom also is a valid form of fucking freedom, and that in other people's opinions, who basically are probably biased to some other fucking other system or how that works, that they basically have their own view on the word freedom, and that fucking freedom isn't one thing that everyone has a fucking similar objective opinion on. It's not the same thing for everyone. If you say someone like you're free to have whatever religion you want, and somebody's like, yeah, I'm free, I don't want anything to do with religion, it's seen as a freedom because they obviously can't, they don't want to deal with it, and they can understand that as well. But on the other hand, even if you have some type of freedom, you don't have to partake in it, but there's slight differences where you are actually forced to partake in shit. Like, basically, this type of shit, like, either you pay for, like, you live in a country where you pay more taxes but have affordable healthcare, or you just go for not having to pay a lot of taxes but then having shit healthcare or something where you have to pay thousands of dollars for a simple surgery or whatever. See, I don't know what you have to pay, for example, if you get, because I got teeth pulled out and I got them done at a hospital, which cost me about 100 euros for a wisdom teeth and another regular teeth. I don't know what it would be in America, but I don't know if I want to know, actually, for just an teeth extraction. So yeah, anyway. So like I said, like most things, freedom is just subjective anyway. And the only way we deal with subjectivity and the nature that most things are subjective in life is the fact that we have to deal with each other, obviously. And everyone wants to survive, and it's beneficial not to fuck everyone over. So it just seems pretty normal that just the way the world works is just self-explanatory if you look at it. Isn't it? Anyway, let's move away from that shit and let's go to something that has to do with the Isle of Wight. Yes, Perry, the Isle of Wight.
Yay!
Really? I thought you didn't really like it. Then you do?
Well, it's my birthplace. I just there's some things about it that I don't like.
I mean, it's the same as the rest of England. I like the country, basically the physical location of it. I don't generally like the politics and all that bullshit because let's be honest, it just have its downsides. Like it has a type of Americanized school system which is very stupid, like basically the American school system, because it doesn't really deal with workplace shit. It doesn't prepare you for a certain job. It's more like, hey, here's some general shit that you need to know to pass some stupid test that some stupid idiots made up. I don't know what this test will help you in real life afterwards. Probably nothing, but hey, here's some standardized test bullshit. Enjoy it. Anyway, let's read this shit. A deer swims 4 miles from Isle of Wight to mainland, then drowns in bungled rescue. So, a deer that swam 4 miles from the Isle of Wight to the Hampshire coast later drowned during a bungled rescue attempt yesterday, firefighter said. Yeah, it's basically fumbled, fucked up, goobled. No, that's not a word. Anyway. So, the 3-year-old roebuck managed to make dry land on the South Sea shore at around 10 a.m., but then returned to the water as beachgoers looked on. The random news I can't come up with anything. Anyway, the RNLY, sorry people, RNLI, whatever, sailed close by to shadow the deer and keep other boats and swimmers away while rescue efforts were organized. But the lifeboat crew returned...
We're naked lesbian Indians.
Yes, okay, anyway. But when the lifeboat crew returned to the shore to pick up an animal rescue specialist, members of the public in a passing boat mounted their own rescue attempt, lassoing the deer. Their effort led to the animal becoming distressed and drowning. Wait, what? Just random people? What the fuck? So random people decided to fucking throw a lasso at a fucking deer? While there was a rescue attempt going on. Why the fuck did stupid idiots get involved?
I don't know. Because they think they're helping.
That's like some retard just like jumping through a window when there's like a fire brigade trying to help someone and like seeing the flames burst out of that window and seeing the guy fly back out. It's like, yeah, good thing you were here. That definitely helped a lot. Anyway, I mean, if you want to help, wouldn't you communicate that to some degree? And then they would be like, yeah, we've got this. And then you could be like, okay, they've probably got this. And otherwise they would be like, yeah, can you circle the boat around like that to prevent other people from bumping into this roe deer or whatever? And then they would be like, okay, we can do that. Wouldn't you fucking communicate with the people who were already putting on a rescue attempt before you would do anything yourself? Like, if you want to get involved with anything, wouldn't you want to know the situation? Because otherwise you're assuming some shit, and that doesn't really work, does it? So yeah, they did their shit. So moments later, when the buck was pulled aboard, and an RNLY, the Rear Naked Lesbian Indians, rib effort to resuscitate it using chest compressions and mouth-to-nose resuscitation, proved to be in vain. Officials said members of the public should not attempt to help animals in distress themselves, but call 999. If you turn it upside down, it's 666. So it's satanic. Yes, definitely. Somebody called the Vigilant Christian Mario. Anyway. Oh yeah. That would be something funny I would want to see. Like Onyx look at from like an actual Christian perspective as well. There's some guy that's called his name is Mario. He's called the Vigilant Christian on YouTube, and he makes like videos about everything being satanic and Illuminati. And I'm just always wondering with those type of guys, like same with like Alex Jones and those type of fuckers. It's like, are they putting on an act because they know it works, and it brings in a certain audience that fucking adores them because they're like, oh yeah, they're telling my truth and I believe that shit? Or is it actually like conviction or mental issues or whatever? I just want to kind of have one of the videos. Maybe if I don't know if Onyx is even still here, but if you would want to come on and watch one of those videos to see what you think of what is actually the fucking ploy there. Anyway, so let's continue to this. So at 9 a.m. yesterday, Coast Guard and fire services received reports of a large deer in the water of South Sea near the Blue Reef Aquarium. And the rear-naked lesbian Indians launched Coast Guards and secured the shoreline and moved back crowds enjoying the beach on a day on which local temperatures hit 28 degrees.
Oh no, that's fucking hot.
Photos show at one point the deer reached dry land, standing in ankle-deep water by the shore.
Cool.
By the time Hampshire Fire and Rescue, an animal rescue specialist, Anton Phillips, was picked up from the beach by rear-naked lesbian Indians, it had once again swum 200 meters out to sea.
What a fucking dumb fuck.
It was a buck. It was a dumb buck.
What a dumb buck.
Last night, Mr. Phillips, 59, told the Telegraph, I had my grasping equipment ready. Equipment we use for dogs and deer in that environment. And the rear-naked lesbian Indians came and picked me up. Unfortunately, then some member of the public in another boat tried to lasso it. Oh God. That was a great shame, because if they'd left it alone, I would have probably have been fine. The key with the animal entrapment is to back off and be quiet. Not to jack off and be quiet. That's different. That's when you're next to your wife at night and she doesn't want to give you a blowjob. That's when you jerk off and be quiet. Once you got to the scene... Oh no, that's not him anymore. Sorry. Once he got to the scene, Mr. Phillips, who has successfully performed life-saving CPR on animals in the past, tried to undo the damage. The rear-naked lesbian Indians pushed me up alongside and I grasped it and pulled it on board, he said. I gave it CPR and tried to get it back, but it was gone. Was that for shame? Oh my God. My lord and my balls. He said the technique for animals is different from that with humans. In addition to performing chest compression, he said, you do mouth to nose. Not ass to mouth, that's different. That's not.
You do dick to mouth.
You do dick to mouth. And then you get the raspy tongue around your penis, and it's like, oh, heavenly. Fucking hell, why is there so much of this? This is not good. I encompassed the animal's penis with my hands, creating a tube, and I pumped the water out of it with my penis. I grasped it by its nostrils with my fists. I didn't fist it, and lightly inflated it. It sounded like blowing into his butthole now for some reason. But it had taken on far too much water and had gone. It's worked on goats and sheep before. Now I've got to get them back, but not today. If only that member of the public had not got involved, that rotten scoundrel. Oh, lordy, lordy. He said the deer might have swum south from near Gosport. Wait, what? What the fucking place name is that? Gosport. It sounds like a fucking commandment. Like, you have to go sport now. I think that's probably... Or is it go? Or is it Gosport? Like a port for a place called Goss? Whatever. Just sounds weird. But it probably come from the woods on the Isle of Wight. Woods on the Isle of Wight? That wasn't a joke, by the way.
I know, but that was to me.
Lol. Anyway, I wonder, which woods would it come from then?
Huh? What?
I'm having a hard time trying to find actual like dense woods on the Isle of Wight.
Dense woods?
Yeah, because they're all pretty like
Small?
small surfaces. The woods. It's like, oh, there's a tiny formation
If
of
you
trees
want
there.
woods, you'd have to go to where the prison is.
Oh,
But it's just called a forest. Parkhurst Forest, which is basically woods.
huh.
You have that one. There's another one kind of on the... Oh, damn it, where is it?
Somewhere.
It's in the back valleys, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Anyway.
if you wanna go for a nice trip, go to Parkhurst Forest where there's a prison.
Okay. Anyway, so it came from the woods, which had 4 miles across the Solent. Solent is basically like the water between the island and the mainland. Well, the island and the main island, because England is an island. Am I right? Well, the UK is an island. Stupid joke. Anyway, so it was well within the swimming range because, let's be honest, there's people who have swam across the fucking English Channel, which is basically swam all the way from France to England. I think there was somebody swam from Belgium to England as well. So somebody swimming, even a person swimming across the Solent doesn't really seem like, oh my god, that's impossible. The only problem there is there's some high rock formations. So basically, if the seas like if the tide could like smash you against the rocks and you would die. So there's a bit of a big some danger there in trying to cross the Solent. Yeah, that could happen to the Doe as well. Yeah, okay, we've passed that now, Perry. You can stop thinking about the forests. A spokesman for the Hampshire Fire and Rescue Service said, "We would like to take this opportunity to remind the public that if they find any animal in danger, difficulty or distress, please butt fucked and call 999. State your location and wait for the appropriate emergency service to help. Don't try to strangle it with a rope, please. No matter what your fetish is, don't do it." Anyway. So, yeah. I mean, the moral of the story is don't try to fucking rescue animals if you don't have any experience rescuing animals. I mean, that's probably common. That would be common sense, wouldn't it? Come on. Wait, what? Lol. So Onyx said that she actually knew people that like would like think that guns would be the fucking solution to anything. Like basically like a Swiss Army knife type of thing. Yeah. I mean, I can understand that people would go so crazy. I mean, people have so many things that they could devote their lives to, so many things that they could be passionate about. And there's just some people that are passionate about guns, I guess. Which sounds weird to me because I don't give a fuck about them and they're just like, I don't know, a tool that just doesn't seem worth the investment. Anyway, it just... Now the next thing, I don't know, like the last comment, like the last comment from Onyx, I don't know if that's still about the gun person or about what I said about the Vigilant Christian or something, because it could fit both, so that's a bit of a weird thing. Yeah. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today. We have done all of the articles. We had a lot of them.
Yeah.
A bit too many, it seems, because they were pretty long. But then again, I didn't really have time to prepare anything special, as I would say it, so we had mostly articles. We have to find I have to do some preparations to make sure that some of the future shows will be a bit more varied, but there's always gonna be these ones. I mean, you can't really expect like a full-on vibrant show with like flashy transitions for every fucking segment and like a shitload of segments that need a shitload of preparation when it's just basically a hobby that we have now. I mean, I think even people who did YouTube as a job and have ventured had to venture somewhere else, like make some side businesses, I guess, because everyone's making their own like little shit things that they're selling now, it seems. So, oh, that was about Alex Jones in general. The part about when Onyx said like about it being starting out as a joke, but then they started believing their bullshit. I actually think that Alex Jones in particular is more of a show, because he seems to be all about like controversy a bit too much. It seems like he uses that as a fodder to actually make money. So I think when it comes to Alex Jones himself, I think that's more of like it's more money based, basically. I don't believe he believes his own bullshit. I think it's just found that crowd and he's like just has the right amount of intensity, because it also feels over the top, like the way he acts about it. But then again, what I see in like American shows, like sometimes just things that are supposed to be like fucking genuine reactions seem over the top. So either just Americans are more expressive in general, and then I'm just misjudging that just because I'm used to fucking, well, would I say European reactions to things? Like that people aren't over the top about shit here, that they're more chilled, I would say. So yeah, I don't really know, but I do think that when it comes to Alex Jones, that he's like somebody who is in that shit because it actually makes him money. So yeah, about all of the other people who are doing it on YouTube, I don't know if they're in it for the money, because otherwise they would have probably stopped by now, because I don't think they would still be making much money on YouTube in this case. Because I think YouTube also struck down on like a conspiracy theory bullshit, didn't it? Then again, I guess we have to wait and see. We could do it like probably at one point, because we did one episode about Disney. We could probably try and do an episode about conspiracy theories in general at one point. But then again, we have to keep those few and far between as well, because we just want to have this show that's basically free form. Just let it roll with the articles that we have, and maybe now and then we'll do a special like show, which is basically like, hey, we have a topic this time, and we're gonna have articles about this topic and have some stuff, some different things that have to do with this topic, some different segments that fit to this topic. So maybe we'll do that with conspiracy theories, and then we can check some videos and see what's to these conspiracy theories. Is it mostly people believing it? Is it the people who are at the forefront just trying to profit from people's stupidity? What is it? We could do some weird analysis on that. Then we need some backup, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, that has been the show for this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Next episode of Dragon Ball 2.
You can't really visually do this, by the way, now, because it's basically you're just still dabbing. You've been dabbing for like hours now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's dabbing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's dabbing. Enjoy your dabbing. Are you gonna go back to playing Persona now? You're already playing. You have been playing Persona during this podcast, haven't you?
No, I haven't. I actually haven't.
Okay, you just started playing Persona
No,
again.
he's been playing. He's lying. He's been
He's
playing.
lying?
the
He's
entire
lying?
time.
Okay.
He's like
No.
looking back at the universe, like, yes.
Fuck it.
Well, I
He's
haven't.
probably completed Persona by now.
I have heard the music in the background, so it may have been paused, so I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, it was on in the background.
I guess I'll
Come
believe you.
Kamishita is fucking creepy.
Yeah, he is. Anyway.
I've only just got to the second awakening.
Ooh.
Is it Ryuji's awakening?
Yeah, you're spoiling the game for people. I still haven't closed the fucking thing. Because now I'm gonna actually
It's been
do.
out for fucking ages.
Yeah, buy the game, bitches.
Yeah, it's been out for a year.